Alright. Kia ora koto, ko Yekti aho, ko Crow toku ingoa whānau. No Indonesia aho, ke tāmaki makoro aho e noho ana. No reira tēnā koto, tēnā tātou katoa. Kia ora, thank you. Woo! Oh my God, I've got two wines in me, two glasses of wine, listening to six amazing community builders sharing their aroha, their mahi. I'm just feeling so pumped up with energy. I hope that you are as well. And thank you so much for coming here today and for creating this space for our diverse communities to connect. But a little bit about me. I am born and raised in Indonesia, and I have lived in three maybe, I don't know, I don't even know anymore, in three different continents in the last decade. I've been moving around, and throughout my adventures, it really is important to me to find communities where I can feel the sense of belonging to. Otherwise, I'm floating around like no man as an island, no woman as an island, I'm not an island. I need my community, I need my people. So here I am in the Made in Indonesia Festival as part of the community of people, Indonesian people living in Washington, D.C. in the U.S. As a diaspora, we're trying to promote education and cross-cultural communities, especially after, a lot of Indonesians are actually Muslim people. There's quite a lot of Islamophobia and racism, so it was very important for the communities to show up, to represent and be there and take up space. And after kind of like an adventure for 3.5 years in Washington, D.C., I decided to move back to Indonesia, where I got a job at McKinsey & Company, a global consulting firm. And through that role, I got to travel quite a lot around Southeast Asia and working with so many different amazing people. But most importantly, I think in Southeast Asia, where I'm from, being a queer woman, queer Muslim woman especially, is very challenging just to hold the identity to yourself. So for a lot of people in my home, I don't come out, but I'm here, I take up the privilege that I can be who I am, and I'm a proud queer Muslim woman. Thank you. And so I represent. So wherever I go, I try to represent and be who I am, so hopefully someone else who can relate to my story can feel seen. And here I am with Summer of Tech board member, the team, the CEOs, our Kayara Himauri, and also our industry mentors. I'm wearing my batik, like what I'm wearing right now, and kabaya. We are winning an award, a high-tech award for the best contribution to the tech sector in 2022. It was really amazing, the community coming through. And through all of those work at Summer of Tech, I got connected to more communities because I put myself out there. I got connected to people from Pri and Pauli, so like Deaf Day and migrants in tech. So I think you just gotta have to put yourself out there. And in the last 10 years that I'm doing this community works, I learned two very important things. One, walk your talk. And number two, allies are super important. Demonstrating values and also impact are crucial. Values are the one that are the guiding principles on how you want the community to interact and to engage with each other. And values are the ones that can determine what kind of code of conduct that you have. Why code of conduct is important? Because you want, as a community builder, you want to make sure that everyone feels safe, everyone feels heard, and that the opinion matters. Code of conduct. And for other team members, for example, who are very outspoken and want to engage more, as a community builder, I learned that it's very important to have practical and also small technical tips that everyone can actually do in order to achieve the goal of the community. So for this example, in Summer of Tech, we want to create an environment where all of the cohorts, 2,000 students all across Aotearoa who are very anxious, I don't know where and how should I start in order for me to get a job. There are here in Summer of Tech. They go through so many programs and everything, and we work with a lot of industry volunteers. And those industry volunteers have the responsibility within themselves to create an environment that will make all of the students, regardless of their skills, their background, or their challenges, they can still feel here and that they are welcome. So we are collaborated with our Kayara Himaori, who have been working with Summer of Tech team to kind of like taking us into a Teao journey to make us a better Te Teriti partner. We also work with our mental health and also well-being advocate and also an openly transgender woman herself. How do we create an environment that other people can also take steps? So we create this. These resources, okay, try to not use a gendered language. Don't address someone as guys. If you're not sure if what someone pronounces, just call them by their name or refer them as they or us. It's very simple. So all of these technical tips is very valuable in order for us to kind of like push the needle forward in where we want it to be. And number two, demonstrate impact, because I think people really want to be a part of something, that their contribution matters to a bigger outcome, bigger than they are. You might have heard that technology industry in Aotearoa is one of those industry that has quite a lot of underrepresented people. And based on the report that was just released in August, there's only 29% of women working in tech at the moment in New Zealand, and only less than 5% Maori and less than 5% Pacifica people. So our goal here is to try to create platforms and provide spaces to share success stories for underrepresented industry. Industry professionals, so that all of the students who are like, oh my God, I don't know if I can be successful, I'd be like, oh, look at that person has similar journey than you. They can be successful. Maybe you can talk to that person. Demonstrate. And last, the importance of allyship. I think we as a community can work so much within ourselves, paddling and just keep going. But without the support of people who are out there, I think it will take us longer. So allies are the people who believe in our mission, in our purpose, and also in what we're trying to do. And there is a level of privilege in here involved. So here, what I'm going to give you an example. For the students, industry mentors and employers, they are the allies. For women of color, community, our Pakeha leaders, Pakeha managers who have like the drive, oh, I think we're gonna do a review of our organization and health. How are we going to promote more women and maybe, I don't know, create a more supportive environment for women to be able to thrive, to bring more of their authentic self into work without having to mask themselves. So allies are very important. But the most important thing for an allies to remember is that you need to actively educate yourself to continue your journey into becoming a much better ally every day. And number two, you need to be consistently finding ways to contribute without having to just like, how can I do this? You have your own resources, you have your time, put yourself out there and make that small steps. Be a better allies. And maybe I'm your ally. Maybe you're my ally. Maybe we're each other allies. So I think it's very important to find the people who can be like, yes, Queen, you're doing great. And I felt so much of that today. So I'm so happy. Let's connect and maybe we can build great things and elevate our communities together. Ngamihi.